Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. We're looking at how a seemingly simple animated show about a family of dogs actually masterfully tackles some of the absolute most complex emotional truths of parenting and childhood development. I mean, on the surface, sure, it looks like standard children's entertainment, right? But beneath all those pastel colors and playful games, there is a seriously profound understanding of family dynamics. So, why does a cartoon about dogs make adults cry? It's a real phenomenon. We literally see it happening all over the world. Well, we're going to unpack exactly how the creators use these highly relatable, everyday scenarios to totally bypass our adult defenses. It's like they're speaking directly to our inner child, and honestly, right to our deepest parenting insecurities. Moving into section 1, the illusion of perfection and learning about letting go. This sequence is just a brilliant illustration of the intense anxiety of trying to be flawless. In the episode Perfect, Bluey is trying to make a Father's Day card to stick on the fridge. She's trying so hard to draw this perfect picture, but she gets incredibly frustrated when her drawing of the sofa kind of just looks like a chair. Then her drawing of Dad throwing the kids looks all wrong. And honestly, even a simple boomerang doesn't turn out right. She actually keeps ripping up her work because that pressure she's putting on herself to be absolutely perfect is just completely overwhelming. Another really crucial point here is how her mom, Chili, steps in to comfort her. Chili delivers this absolutely amazing line. She says, "Parents aren't perfect either." It's so simple, but she's reminding Bluey that perfection simply isn't the goal here. She openly admits that she and Dad make mistakes too, and that genuine connection, just making the effort, matters so much more than a flawless drawing. It's this massive release of pressure for Bluey, and frankly, for any of us watching. All right, let's roll right into section 2, running your own race, which deals heavily with baby milestones. What you're seeing here is a timeline that visualizes the exact track Chili felt she was racing on against the other mothers in her group, specifically Judo's mom. We see the standard progression, right? Rolling over, sitting, crawling, pulling up, and finally walking. Now, Chili fully admits to getting overly proud, maybe even a little bit of a show-off when baby Bluey rolled over early. But that pride quickly turned into pure panic when she suddenly fell behind the other babies on the rest of this timeline. And this is where expectation meets reality. While Chili expected that textbook, forward crawling on hands and knees, the reality was, well, completely different. Bluey was just shuffling around on her bottom, and at one point she was literally crawling backwards. This caused Chili some really intense anxiety. She was absolutely convinced she was failing and doing everything wrong, simply because her reality didn't match the perfect expectation set by the other moms. But Chili eventually passes this profound lesson down to an older Bluey. When Bluey is feeling super inadequate compared to her friends, Chili just tells her, just run your own race. She beautifully explains that comparing yourself to others, whether you're a baby just learning to walk or an adult parent trying your best, is a race you are literally never going to win. Which brings us to section 3, the messy family dynamic. We're talking chaos and we're talking love. This part vividly breaks down the hilarious, absolute absurdity of family playtime. In the obstacle course episode, there's a literal race for sour sherbet. But instead of a perfect dad teaching some noble lesson about losing gracefully, Bandit actually blatantly cheats to beat his kids. Yeah, he justifies taking a 0-second head start by claiming he's a fast mongoose. It completely flips the script on traditional parenting media. It actually forces Bluey to outsmart him to get justice, so she challenges him to a game of Memory Snap, which is a game she knows he always loses. And you know that messy, totally contradictory reality? It extends to the kids, too. Even when Bluey and her sister Bingo finally get their own separate bedrooms, which is a huge milestone of growing up, right? The messy reality is that they just keep leaving their beds to check on each other. They're leaving notes, sharing toys back and forth. They just can't stand being apart. It brilliantly shows that the deep bond of siblings completely overrides that textbook desire for independence. Okay. Heading into our final section, section 4, you are doing great. Let's talk about Coco's mom. 8. That's the number of children Coco's mom has. During Chili's absolute lowest moment of panic in that baby race episode we talked about, Coco's mom comes over to visit. Now, having 8 kids, that establishes her as a completely seasoned veteran of parenting. She has literally seen it all. And she steps in right when Chili needs it to offer some much-needed perspective. And she looks at her and delivers this line, "There's something you need to know. You're doing great." I mean, wow. This single line brings Chili to happy tears. It provides this immense emotional release by validating all her efforts and completely shattering that toxic illusion of the perfect parent. It's this incredible moment where the show almost looks directly through the screen at the exhausted parents watching at home and just offers them the exact reassurance they so desperately need to hear. And this brilliantly illustrates the actual outcome of letting go of all that pressure. Because, think about it, when did Bluey actually take her first steps? Well, it wasn't during some forced practice session or a competitive play date. No, she took her first steps in the kitchen, simply because she saw her mom and just wanted to walk over to her. It proves that growth happens completely naturally at its own pace. It is entirely disconnected from the pressure and those artificial timelines we constantly force upon ourselves. So, to wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Whose race are you actually running? In your own life, whether we're talking about raising kids, building your career, or honestly just trying to get through the week, are you pushing forward at your own natural pace? Or are you completely exhausting yourself competing in someone else's race? Take a deep breath, let go of the illusion of perfection, and just remember, you're doing great.